we should have joining us on the screens, because I can see them down here, is Karen from one of our local partners. So Karen, hi there, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome
to Malta.
Good afternoon, thank you. First one down, you can hear me, that's good. Okay, so I think it would be good for everybody to understand. We spent a couple of days on this beautiful island. It would be good, I guess, to understand why so many people are considering moving here and working here, and maybe if you could share that with the group.
Sure, thank you for the introduction. So one of the first advantages in Malta is that we are bilingual. So English is very widely spoken. It is the business language. And of course, we're talking about payroll, payslips are also generally in English. Legislation doesn't change much. So when we're talking about payroll and the effect legislation has on payroll, that usually happens more or less once a year when the local authorities would speak about the budget for the next year. That happens in October, and any rollouts or any changes would need to take place usually in the following year. From an income tax point of view, it's also very favorable. So when we're talking about businesses, corporate tax is at a maximum of 35%. And if there are individuals who are running a business in Malta and they are not resident in Malta, they have the opportunity of having an effective tax of 5%, of course, if you follow particular rules. Similarly, when we talk about individuals, the maximum tax that an individual can pay on tax on the income that they earn is at 35%, so long as you earn more than 60,000 euro worth of income. There are three bands, single, married, and parents. So obviously one would need to choose the band which is more suitable for that individual. And there are also some fiscal incentives on overtime, where overtime is capped at 10,000 euro and you can pay tax at 10%. And there's also favorable fiscal incentives for part-time rules for part-time work. And again, if you're working part-time, you can pay taxes at 10% instead of your normal tax rate. I think one of the major highlights when it comes to individual taxes is the highly qualified persons rules. It was a legislation which was introduced a couple of years ago to attract individuals who are highly qualified, mainly in the financial services industry and also in the gaming industry. And in that case, if you actually manage to fall under the eligible office, you'd pay a flat rate of 15% tax irrespective of the amount of income that you're earning. So now I'll switch a little bit about the island. So we're a little dot in the middle of the Mediterranean. Sometimes we don't even appear on a map, but we're also an archipelago. So there are three islands: Malta, Gozo, and Comino. Malta and Gozo, there are inhabitants. In Comino, there are no inhabitants. Even though we're a tiny island, we also have our own language, which is Maltese. But like I said before, we speak a lot of English, and that's inherited from the fact that we were once a British colony. From a number of inhabitants point of view, we're around 533,000, most of which are locals, but around 20 to 25% are non-locals, and basically they have joined the local labor market given the shortage, a growing economy and the shortage of individuals. So many people have come over to live in Malta, and I think one of the main reasons of that is the economic stability on the island. And so it makes business and living here attractive. And I think it's nice to share that as a result of the stability in 2019, Malta ranked first out of 141 countries who were surveyed in the World's Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Report.
So, Karen, you covered a lot there, which was great. Thank you for doing that. Just one quick, curious kind of follow-up question from my perspective. So, what industries do you generally see arriving and coming onto the island? What's the most popular industry?
So the most popular is tourism, together with financial services and gaming. However, more recently, life sciences have become a very popular industry, mainly focusing on pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and medical devices.
Okay, cool. Hey, listen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hosting us on your wonderful island.